So if you're a straw drinker and you need to suck, bring your own straw. Hey guys, welcome to Glowstrong, a web series all about health, wellness, and good food. I'm your host, Leslie Genoway, and today we'll be going to visit my gym, LG Fitness, and talking about functional fundamental training. So I'm going to show you the ropes. Then we'll be jumping over to Malinche Food Truck and talking about sustainable food. And then lastly, we'll be visiting our friend Sarah and discussing a zero waste lifestyle. So let's go. We're going to talk about basically full body training, full body functional training, which means that we're not going to forget any part of our body. We're going to make sure that we're doing upper body, lower body, strength and conditioning, and that's what we really specialize in here at LG Fitness. All of our trainers, so Dylan and I both have degrees in exercise science, or KIN. For us, it's both kinesiology from the U of R. That is a minimum requirement so that we make sure that we have the highest amount of expertise and education coming in to be able to work with our clients. From your perspective as a professional, what does strength training mean?
Strength training to me means you come in, you lift some weights. A little more complicated than that. It sounds really easy.
Yeah.
But strength training, really, you're coming in with a goal. Trying to make yourself better for every day of your life. It's picking up a box at home.
We specialize in functional training, which is what you're talking about, picking up a box, sitting down onto a toilet, getting off your bed. So pushing, pulling for both upper body and lower body, right? So kind of describe like when you're programming, how the outline of that hour is planned.
So the reason we start off with our strength programming compared to starting off with our conditioning is I feel it's more beneficial to start with your strength because you use all your energy towards that,
right,
and then you get a great burn towards the end. And then we move into other smaller exercises that help increase those other main lifts.
Yeah. In their future, someone that has like osteoporosis or that suffers from something that would impede them from doing activities of daily living, strengthening and being proactive.
Yeah, and like you said with the osteoporosis, there's a bunch of benefits from doing strength training. Mm-hmm. It increases your bone density. Mm-hmm. So if you keep up with your strength training, that's going to help prevent that hopefully later on into your life.
Okay, so we talked about the strength and the accessories. Tell me about the conditioning and why we do it. Sometimes I feel like you do it just to, punish some people, which is fine, whatever. But tell me why we have a component of conditioning, cardiovascular.
Like I've said this before, it helps with your daily living. Like I know a lot of clients, whatever age they are really, have kids or grandchildren, and let's be honest, they like to move a lot. So they want to be able to keep up with them. And I find that's one great way to help do that.
That's really a good perspective to put it into that kind of light where people can say like, it's about like, we want you to be able to chase after your grandchildren when you're 65 years old, not have to sit back and watch them play by themselves.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't want to be that grandparent that's just sitting there.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that one. You want to be the fun one saying, hey, let's go play catch, let's go.
Okay, so our workout today was we did some lower body, we did upper body, we did push, we did pull. So we basically have targeted all areas of our body today. We didn't leave anything untapped. So our next segment, we're going to be talking about nutrition and how we're using full products so that nothing goes to waste. So we're gonna talk about your garden. We did our fitness for zero waste, and now we're gonna talk about nutrition because they go so hand in hand and closely together. So thank you for having us in your humble abode.
Thank you for coming. This is our part of our garden. This garden is planted by Kieran mostly, which is my husband and business partner, along with Madison Sutcliffe, and the three of us bring Malinche the backyard to return.
So I know that recently we read that you guys won an award about sustainability in the city.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit about what the concept and theory is behind your guys' brand and business, and why that's so important to the culture that you guys instill in your business?
Yes. So when we decided to bring the backyard to the city, we saw a real need to focus on nutritious and nourishing food, like that is represented by local and organic agriculture, as well as, try to do the best we can to lead by example, because that's all we can do to create change.
Right.
So with that, sustainability became a really important part of it. What we can do right now with only a food truck is a composting system, and we can minimize waste by not encouraging to-go containers, more like encouraging people to enjoy food and kind of like tags into the slow food movement, where you take time to eat and take time to really digest and enjoy, right?
And we'll be able to see that a little bit later on.
Yes.
Now let's take a peek at your garden, what you have budding, because I know it's beginning of season, but
you want to stay there?
Yeah, for sure.
So here's my herbs. So we call this our chef's garden, so I take credit of it, but I don't. All I do is use the produce from it. So I'm grabbing some basil here. This is some cilantro, and we have some new Oaxacan cilantro growing down here. This one is regular cilantro, and I'll take some for garnish at the truck today. And what I do is just keep collecting stuff in my bowl. Romaine I love. Some people think it's a very, common lettuce, but I think it's delicious.
So what kind is this lettuce?
This is orejona.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the name in English is. Oh, butter crunch they call it. Yes.
Yeah, and then this is romaine.
Romaine, and then this is kale. Yeah.
When kale, you gotta eat more greens.
Exactly. Kale. But basically, we usually use gloves because then if not, you get calluses. But what you do is kind of like...
And just pop them all out of the...
Yeah, you pop them all out.
You don't get to eat this.
And depending on the corn, it's gonna be the color of the tortilla. So for these ones, we got a really nice green masa that I have inside already. We cook it, soak it overnight, and then in the morning we grind it. We have a grinder that we put a motor into to make it easier. And then we get our masa or corn dough, and then that's where tortillas.
Now we're gonna go through part of the process.
Yes.
The end of the process of making their corn tortilla shells, and then we're gonna make a beautiful recipe with some of the local produce and ingredients that she sources from around Regina. So, first things first.
Yes, this is our corn masa. So the color comes from the corn variety, and it makes beautiful green tortillas. So the taco we're making today is called our quelites taco, and quelites is the word we use to describe either wild greens or just greens that are around. And for that recipe, can you pass me the amaranth? We're using amaranth leaves from Heliotrope Farms today, and this is a really healthy and delicious leaf that we stew down with a caldillo, and it really takes out the bitterness and makes it delicious. Perfect. Yeah, for the tortilla, we have our corn masa. I have a little bit of hot water here, just in case I need some humidity. I have the first one.
So first level or first layer or first addition would be our beans.
I always put beans first, and these beans are black beans, so the what we use to cook them is avocado leaf. This is an avocado leaf, and we burn them to bring out the fragrance and the flavor, and it gives like a very anisey or licorice flavor to the beans. And don't forget our fresh cheese that we made. So I'm gonna put a little bit of the fresh cheese here, and then we will do our quelitas.
What's in that?
Quelitas, this is the sauteed kale and veggies. There's pickled beans from last season, so we preserve a lot of harvest, and then we use during the winter or spring months. And then just to top that up with the vegetable idea is our food is vegetable driven, we call it. So right now what is the most in season is asparagus, but first I'm gonna put some of our chipotle crema.
And that's like that is a hot sauce, but crema, use the hot sauce to make the crema.
Yeah, so with all our jalapenos from the garden, we smoke them and then we make paste. It's just right there. And this paste, we use it to, we mix it with some yogurt, and that's what makes the chipotle crema. And then I have some radish.
Are those pickled or are they just?
No, they're just fresh radish. I love just fresh radish. This is the first radish of the season as well. So what we do is we really just laminate them, and then we finish our tacos with a squeeze of lime and a little bit of salt. The salt just adds flavor, obviously, like makes the flavors pop. And then I'm gonna use some of these garlic flowers. And last thing is just some cilantro. Tacos in Mexico usually are served with raw onion and cilantro. So yeah, the cilantro is just there to add more flavor.
Beautiful.
And you can, we should do this again. Better.
So the great thing about this is that, like you said earlier, is that it's vegetable forward.
Yes.
So predominantly it's gonna, everything in here except for the yogurt and the cheese is all plant-based.
Yes. So we could remove the cheese, or we could remove the crema, and we have a completely plant-based recipe. That is also really healthy. The corn, once it's cooked with the cal, it really becomes really digestible for our body.
Cool. Well, let's can we eat it?
Yes, we can. And if you want some salsa, I have some salsa cruda. So I like salsa always in my tacos.
I love salsa. This isn't gonna be ugly, but
It's good.
She's like, kind of seems like a little meaty. Like it's like hearty, but very, very fresh.
Yeah.
I probably have taco all over my face.
No, you're good. You look good.
This is delicious.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed spending time with you today.
Me too. That was fun.
Thank you for bringing your craft and your creativity to a smaller city like ours, where we don't get to see as much culture as we'd like to, but it's starting to really stand out and stand through. So I very much appreciate being a part of your day.
Thank you.
So join us, me almost every day, I guess, at the Malinche food truck in Regina, just beside Multinational on 15th Avenue. Tuesday to Sunday.
Yes, we are open every day at 11:30. Tuesday we close at 5. Sunday we close at 4, and the rest of the days we close at 8.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So otherwise, cheers, and I'm gonna get down on this taco a little bit more.
Thank you.
This season of Glowstrong is brought to you by GMS Health and Travel Insurance. From chiropractor visits to dental care to traveling the world, they make it easy and affordable for you to live well. Talk to your GMS insurance broker today or purchase coverage online now at gms.ca. Hey guys, we're here at Sarah's house today and we are going to talk all about zero waste lifestyle. So come on. This segment is the segment that I'm probably the most interested in because it's the least that I know about. So I get the whole idea of recycling, reusing, but actually putting it into use and into effect is a little bit further than I'm at right now. So tell me a little bit what zero waste lifestyle is to you.
To me, zero waste is just like thinking intentionally about what I'm bringing into my home and what resources I'm using up. I think that's the biggest part of it, is just the intentionality of it and what I'm consuming. So I think it's just a shift in perspective on how you use your items and how you, like the lifespan, I guess.
Right.
So
Quality over quantity, I guess.
absolutely.
Why did you start implementing that intentional, consciously consuming?
There's like a couple different reasons actually. So at the time we were living at the Temple Lake, and so I got to like see where even just all of our like wastewater was taken, and you would see like ducks and stuff just hanging out on it, and it just made me think, like, what am I using in our house? It's like even just using for cleaning. I was having a lot of allergic reactions to a lot of stuff at that time. So, and I felt like there was too much clutter and I was too busy just like cleaning my space. So I just started trying to like figure out sort of solutions to that and like looking into that. As well as I do really care about environmental behaviors, which made me change like the cleaning products that we use and a lot of other products in our house, and it just kind of got like the ball rolling, and I started really enjoying it.
So if you were to go back and when you're living in Catawba, just thinking back, what was the first thing? What was the first item or the first thing that you actually changed? Because I like to think that you can't just go like 100%. You gotta slowly start that ball rolling. Like
I think that's the best way to do it too, because then you're forming like good habits, right? If you just like go out and you change everything, you're throwing a lot of stuff out. You're really not like disposing of it the best way, and also you're just kind of like you're shifting. You're doing the same consumption, the same perspective. It's just with different items, and I don't think that that's how it should work, anyways. And I think you can also get really overwhelmed by it, right? Because they are like a lot of big changes, and if you do them all at once, it's overwhelming. It becomes like too stressful, and then you just end up giving up. So I think starting with like smaller changes is definitely the best. I think for me, the weirdest and like the best changes that we made first were just our containers, which is weird. So for lunches or for leftovers or for travel, like we switched all that out. So I had a lot of like plastic containers that had mismatched lids, and it just drove me crazy.
I hate the Tupperware.
It's the worst. And it just like falls out of your cupboard when you open it.
Nexus of the universe.
So we got rid of all that stuff and just donated it, and recycled it, and then we switched out and got some jars. So you can actually like thrift a lot of that stuff. Like go to any thrift store instead of buying them brand new, which is like a great way to save money. And because they all fit the same lids, you can just buy a cardboard box replacement with lids. So it's a really simple, easy switch. You don't have to worry about losing stuff or stuff breaking.
So I love that, like you talking about, you know, just putting your coffee in something like this. When you see some people that maybe aren't living the lifestyle of zero waste, but it's like more of like
it's trendy,
like a Pinterest trendy. I'm super cool, you know. But when you're actually doing it, that it's flowing over into so many different aspects, and not just in like, oh, I'm drinking water out of this cool mason jar. Good for me, right?
I do feel like I got like a little bit of flack at first because people were like, well, it's pretty hipster, but it did have like a good change in my life. So even though it is pretty hipster, it does work really well.
Okay, so we have a few items here that you use around your household. Let's talk a little bit about those. There's some that you mentioned earlier when we were talking that really caught my eye on how I can actually implement it into my lifestyle. So let's go through some of the things that you think are simple. Exactly.
Okay. Some of like the silliest and easiest things is to switch out to bar soap. So I use bar soap to make my own laundry detergent. I use it to get rid of stains out of clothes. I use it to wash my face, hand wash. It just has kind of replaced everything. As well as I use it to clean a lot of stuff in our house. So that's a really huge swap. You don't need to buy shower gel, shampoo, face wash, all these separate items, and end up getting to be like a lot of plastic that gets wasted, and spending a lot of money on it. So it's a really easy and simple swap. Plus there's generally less chemicals in at least the more natural bar soap that you can buy. The straws are awesome. Those are just like a really easy swap. They're super cute too. Like they look lovely, and it fits perfectly in my jar.
I feel like I'm gonna go to a pub one day and just like, I brought my own straw, and just stick it in anyone else's drink and start drinking their drinks.
I haven't done that, but I've definitely like brought them places, and depending on the time, I have had some good looks and I have had some not so good looks, but I do feel like they're super, super cute.
Yeah.
And even for people here, like, people are gonna have like drinks with no straws instead of actually just tossing them.
And that's a movement that you've seen a little bit more around
Yeah.
Regina in Saskatchewan, where people are going strawless in their in their establishments, which is, so if you're a straw drinker and you need to suck, bring your own straw. Okay. You were talking about Tupperware and your containers. What's this little ditty? This one looks like it can be around like a campfire.
Yeah, absolutely. These are great. They are a little bit more expensive, so if you're trying to also be like budgeted when you're switching to zero waste, maybe these are like a save up for kind of item. But I feel like they have like a 25-year life. Like they'll last you for ages. And they're fantastic because a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them can go in the oven, they can go in your freezer. So I use them for packing like a salad for lunch, or I could use them to pack up leftovers. They're just really, really easy, or put them in the oven to heat them up. Like, it's just pretty multi-purpose, so it doesn't take up a lot of space in my cupboard. It works good. It feels a little bit more minimalist because I don't have a ton of clutter.
Down here, I know that we had some stuff down here that's fun, that you were like, this is the best shit on the planet.
Yeah.
Best stuff. Best thing. So this is a lint dryer, or it's
just like a dryer ball.
A dryer ball,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and it's just like a wall. Oh my gosh. Yeah, wall. Think about it for a second. It's wall.
And what does it do?
Instead of using dryer sheets, I just pop like a couple of those in my dryer. It actually speeds up dry time. So if I don't,
reduces an energy.
Absolutely, and it also saves me money too, which is amazing because I don't buy dryer sheets anymore. So yeah,
and they always show up in the most random places.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I saw someone walking down the street with it on the back of their leg, and I didn't want to go and just like grab their bum to take it. But I also didn't want her to walk down the street with a lint. So I mean, that what I did. Okay, that's sneaky. Good. I was pretty good. She doesn't know, so you're welcome. Thank you very much for sitting down and talking with me. I know it's something that's very close to your heart, and so you can really see that it motivates you. It motivates me. It comes across, and it's something that I want to start to be able to increase a little bit more in my lifestyle. But for you guys, we're gonna challenge you to pick one thing. Just one thing that you guys can implement into your lifestyle, using a water bottle more often, a reusable water bottle, using jars instead of your Tupperware. Challenge is one thing this week, next 7 days. See what you guys can do to make a difference in your zero waste lifestyle and make a change in the environment. All right, so there you have it. We want to know if you chose to join us for our Zero Waste Lifestyle Challenge. Let us know how that worked out and any tips and tools, tricks that you chose. If you have any questions about purposeful fitness training or zero waste lifestyle, send those in and we'll make sure that we can answer them on our live Q&A next week. Stay active.